Hiya, welcome to another composing session. We're doing a Melancholy Reflection cue. Don't forget there's loads more of these composition videos on a playlist somewhere over there, and like and subscribe, always appreciated. So the brief we've got is we're tapping into the bittersweet and introspective side of storytelling with melancholy reflection, so emotional vulnerability, bittersweet goodbyes, that sort of thing. Musically, we're thinking sparse pianos, soft strings, warm pads, leaning into restraint and simplicity. Think about emotional montages on Survivor, for example. So we're not trying to go overly big, but the way I'm going to compose is create quite a large and loud section to start with. I'm going to begin with probably a piano sketch. So let's come up with something melancholic. So this sounds a little bit melancholic to me. It's quite simple. We stop on a note there, we put in an extra note in the second phrase, then we come down and down again at the end. And that should work as a loop. Obviously we can vary it as we go along. So I'm going to need something to support that. I'm thinking strings. See you when I found some. Well, I've started with the standard BBC SO, violins 1 and 2, the cello and the bass. You can see from the MIDI notes, they're quite spaced out. So violin 1 and 2 are up the top here. I haven't put violas in, but you can see there's actually space just by looking at the notes if I need a viola line. And then the cello and the bass are effectively playing the same sort of notes, apart from I've given some extra notes to the cello. The bass is literally running down from C, B flat, A to A flat and holding the thing together. So we've got this sort of effect. Coming together quite nicely. I'm probably going to need something to fill that out a bit. So let me have a look. Right, so what we've got now is from Crow Hill Small Strings, I've got the somewhat Sordino patch, which sounds like this. So filling in some extra notes there. And then also, I've got the Kepler Orchestra high strings on the high strings momentum grid, doing this sort of ebb and flow. So we've got some motion going on as well, all together. I think that's coming together quite nicely. What else could we pop in? Well, I went looking for some percussion, didn't I? So I went to damage. I've got some mid loops doing this. Not sure about them. Those high loops are quite nice and not always on the beat. The damage low rumbles I have played in myself, and they just do a roll until at the end we get a bigger one, which fills out that ending quite nicely. I think these mids I think I'm going to get rid of those mids. Taking up a little bit too much space, I think. Some more instruments. So I've decided to pair up flutes with bassoons. If I highlight them both, you'll just see they are exactly the same, just an octave apart. That means they are now playing the melody. Along with the piano. I think I might end up just muting the piano now that I've got this coming together. Yeah, I think that's probably going to work. Maybe some brass. I mean, I know we're trying to do melancholy reflection, but as it comes to the end, I'm probably going to need something to give it a bit of a boost, so I'll have a look for that. Well, I found some trumpets and horns. They are doing contrary motion, so the trumpets are generally coming down in pitch while the horns are going up. If I highlight them both, you'll see them converging towards the end, and we get this sound. And as it comes to the end of this section, it sounds like a natural ending. And should hit that tonic note of a C at the end. So what I'm probably going to do is play around with this and stick on an end note for all of these to see what we come up with. Okay, so we've definitely got an ending now. It does sound quite big and full, but that's the point of creating as much as you can in the first session by layering, because in part two what we're going to do is layer this and structure it so it becomes this melancholy reflective cue. I'll play it for you so you can hear what we've got as a whole. Like and subscribe, always appreciated, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.